Hello, everybody. Happy Thursday. So, as you can tell, I am somewhere other than my own space. I am visiting my mother, my family, up in Northern California for the today's Thursday. I'm going to leave on Wednesday. So, almost another week. I've already been here for almost a week. If you didn't know, it's almost my birthday, so that's why I'm up here for so long, and I'm so excited to be here. So if you haven't caught the title of this video, it is 5 ways you can control your cravings and what you can do to prevent them. So I decided to talk about this because I have been talking to quite a bit of people recently. Sorry, I'm just going to get real comfortable, you guys. But if you didn't notice, I was offering for my birthday month 10 coaching sessions, and they were all full. They all filled up yesterday. So I've been working with people one-on-one for 45 minutes, and we're talking about cravings because it is something that everybody is dealing with the most. So that's hence where the inspiration for this pop-up training came in. So give me just a second. I'm going to share this video in my private Facebook community as well, because I like to share everything with them. So if you're not a part of that, I will post that link for you ladies in the comments after this, so you can gain all the information that I give in there, because I do some things differently in that group. But give me just a second while I share this, and we'll get right to it. If you are hopping on, let me know that you're here, that you're watching. Say hi. You know, 2 o'clock's maybe a little bit of an awkward time, but that's okay. I just talked to somebody from London this morning, so it happens, right? Like, who knows where you are? So if you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. That's always fun, too. All right, so let me just make sure that it posted. Awesome. So we are live on my Facebook page and my group. So if this is your first time, if you are just hopping on, let me introduce myself. I'm Haley. I'm a health and mindset coach, and I help women ditch their guilt around food and help them feel worthy of happiness and in their career and their love life. I get so excited, and sometimes I really just can't talk sometimes. Anybody else get like that? So today we are going to talk about 5 ways you can control your cravings and what you can do to prevent them. We will go over 5 questions that I like to ask myself to help you determine what your body is really needing and craving. We will help you decide today if it's related to hunger, emotional, hormonal, or if it's just a habit that you have, and what you can do to acknowledge that and kind of break away from that, and start getting in tune with your body so you know how to prevent these cravings, and you are so prepared before they even get too far out of hand. So if you're hopping on, let me know that you're here. Let me know where you're watching from. If you can't tell, I am in a completely different place than my usual living room. I am in my mom's front yard, and just before we start, I want to show you because it's gorgeous. So I'm on her first level. It is 3 levels. You can't really see, but behind me there's 3 levels, and she lives on a levee. So it's so nice. It's beautiful. It's sunny outside. It's not too hot. So I wanted to do this live outside because why not, right? So 5 questions, you guys. Number 1, let me pull my notes out. I did have them out. Here we go. Number 1 thing that I notice the most with my clients when they have cravings is, are you eating enough? I want you to ask yourself that question. Are you eating enough? And most of the time, I notice it, people eat breakfast and they go kind of all day without eating, or they skip breakfast and they don't eat until 2, 3 o'clock. So what happens when you don't eat? Your body is telling you that it needs something, right? So your body's looking for energy. It's looking for some kind of fuel. And so that relates into a craving because you're hungry. And usually if you're not prepared, or if you're not ready for the day and you don't have any good food, or you don't know what you're going to eat, you get to that point, right? You don't eat and you get to that point where you're just so hungry that you grab something. Give me a thumbs up if that resonates with you. Type in the comments below if that is something that you deal with or have actually encountered. I know I do it. Sometimes I will get busy on my computer in the morning, and out of sight, out of mind, I'm in my groove and I don't even think about food. And before I know it, at noon o'clock, is that a thing? At noon, I just kind of reach for something that's easy, right? And when we do that, that's something that it's convenient, it's easy. Typically, it's not the best food because you just want something easy. So a way to help you prevent that is always have good food, good snacks on hand. Avocados, nuts, packets of tuna, have food cooked, so chicken, veggies, rice, sweet potatoes, whatever it is it's probably better than a bag of chips or a bag of Oreos. And when you do eat those, I'm going to slow down for a second because I notice myself getting really excited and I talk really, really fast when I get excited. But when you reach for the Oreos or the cookies or the ice cream, those are empty calories, guys. You don't get anything out of that. You're eating just tons of fat, tons of sugar, some sodium, depending on what you're eating, but you're not getting your healthy fats. You're not getting your complex carbohydrates. You're not getting your vitamins and your minerals. You're not getting your healthy fats. So your body is still going to crave those, even though they're getting X amount of calories. They're getting 500 calories from Doritos. It's still not being satiated because it's still wanting vitamins and minerals and protein and complex carbohydrates and fat. So there definitely is something about calorie dense foods and empty calorie foods that I'm probably going to do another live on later now that it has sparked my interest. So watch out for that one. Elena says, know the feeling. So yeah, is that something you're dealing with too? Elena? Not eating enough and then finally getting to that hunger, or I should say hangry point, and just being ravenous and going for whatever the first thing you see. So always try, and I always try to work with my clients in eating at least 3 meals a day. Like, you don't have to eat 5 and 6 meals a day if that's not who you are, but definitely have your meals, know what you're going to eat, right? And not letting yourself get to that starving, hangry phase. The second reason, what I've noticed with my clients is boredom. And this was me as a kid. I would get so bored, I would just snack because it was delicious and it felt good, and I love crunchy food, so I would snack on things, and that's because I was bored. I'm going to just take a glance at my notes really fast. So one way you can help get out of this boredom is do something. Do something distracting. Have an idea of something that you want to learn or read, or do something productive. What can you do? Think of things that you can do to, out of sight, out of mind, change the focus from being bored to being productive or learning or XYZ. But trying to figure out ways for you to unboard yourself, right? Elena, I'm learning to carry healthy snacks, and you love the isogenics protein bars. Oh my God, the chocolate decadence. I know. My mom has them. I think we've had this conversation before. I don't hold them because I'll just eat 2 and 3 at a time. But my mom has them, and I've had one since I've been here, and they're really delicious. What kind of snacks are you carrying other than the protein bars? I just bought last night at Trader Joe's. I went to Trader Joe's. I keep repeating myself. I went to Trader Joe's last night and I bought trail mix, and I'm just gonna say it. I'm on my flow and I wanted some chocolate, but instead of buying the full chocolate bar, I bought trail mix. So I got the blend of almonds and cashews and pistachios, cranberries, and a little bit of chocolates in them. But I didn't buy the bag, the big bag. I bought the bag with the portion control. And let me tell you, that helps so much, because once you open that bag and it doesn't have the portioned out part, it's free for all, right? You don't, unless you're weighing your food or portioning it out yourself, it's so easy to just shove them in your face as fast as you can. So Trader Joe's has the same exact bag, but in the bag they have individual baggies inside, and I've found that that is totally satisfying everything about my cravings right now. And I don't feel bad because I'm only gonna have one bag a day. So let me know what else you're carrying, Elena. Maybe your ideas can help other people as well. So number 3, is it a habit? Is it something that you are just so used to doing, you don't even realize you're doing it? And for me, that was my coffee and my chocolate croissant around 2 or 3 o'clock when I worked in the salon. I would work, I would have lunch, you know, and I wanted to kind of balance something out. So I wanted something sweet to go with my coffee because I needed a little bit of an energy boost because I was tired all the time. I would walk down to the coffee shop with my favorite coffee, and I'd order a cappuccino and a chocolate croissant. And it became a daily habit, and I didn't even realize what I was doing at the time. So again, how do we shift that habit? Let's place that habit and replace it with a better habit. So that could be anything. Again, be productive. Maybe it's refocusing back on work. Maybe it's creating a mantra or a little bit of a meditation practice. When you notice that time that you're going to create that habit again or build upon that habit, maybe you need to just take a moment, take a breath, and acknowledge that, oh my God, this is a habit. What can I do to create a healthier habit? And maybe it is just getting the coffee. Maybe it is just, you know, walking past the coffee shop and then going back to work and wherever you are and having some water instead. Breaking those habits, being aware of what you're doing so you can divert, rearrange, jumble it up. I don't know. I'm just being silly now. So you're breaking that pattern. Maybe you need to walk a different way. Maybe you just need to go somewhere else or think about something else or do something. This is a great time to journal when you notice that, oh, it's 2 o'clock. It's time to go get a coffee. Maybe you just sit down and pull out your journal for those 5 minutes you're going to take a walk and journal. I don't care. I want to go get my coffee, but I'm not going to go get my coffee. This is stupid. I don't care what it says. Just write down. Just write it down and let those 5 minutes pass and see if you can start to create a different kind of pattern, a different kind of habit. So if that resonates with you, let me know if that one resonates with you. And sometimes with the habits, we have to pay attention. We might not even know their habits until maybe a week from now. You're like, oh, I do the same thing every time each day, or every time somebody says something to me, or every time I feel this way, I've noticed. Keeping a journal, you guys, is so, so great for being aware of your patterns and being aware of what is going on and how you're reacting to it, and how you can start to transition out of that. So number 4, you guys, this is a big one, and I think everybody can relate to this in some way, shape, or form. And is it emotional? If you notice that it's emotional, and I'm going to tell you a lot of the time it is, pay attention to what's going on in your life. Is whatever you're worried about, is it, how am I going to say this? Is it bringing you joy? So I'm going to give the example of a relationship, because I know this is something that I have struggled with in the past. Is, say you just broke up with a boyfriend or a girlfriend, and now you're really sad. And this could happen with anything, but we're using this as an example. But now you're feeding these emotions because you are sad. And I want you to take a look at that, and I want you to determine if whatever that emotion is that emotion serving you? And chances are, no, it's not serving you. But all I want you to do with that is acknowledge that it's an emotional behavior, and figure out things that make you happy. And that takes a moment, you guys. Sometimes you're going to tell yourself, I speak from experience, sometimes you're going to say, I don't know what brings me happiness. And those are the best times to sit by yourself and meditate and journal and do whatever you need to do to just be still and do your best to listen to your intuition. And I know that sounds absolutely woo-woo and crazy, but it's so real. 2 weeks ago, I had to absolutely just stop everything. And I stopped everything. I put my computer away, and it wasn't an emotional relationship type thing, but it was an emotion relationship with myself. And I had to stop. So I stopped. And I don't want you to get to that point, because that's not fun either. But acknowledge in yourself when something is not right, and decide if it is doing you good or bad, and how you can start to gain happiness from it, so you don't have to worry about these emotional cravings. And if you do, I don't want you to beat yourself up. I want you to be gentle with yourself. I always tell my clients that compassion with yourself is the thing that you need to have most. You wouldn't talk to a child the way you talk to yourself, would you? So think about that. Like, instead of calling yourself a name or stupid or you can't do this, put yourself and think about it as if you were talking to a child. Would you talk to a child the same way you talk to yourself? Chances are no. So give yourself compassion. Be easy on yourself. If it is emotional, ask for help. There's nothing wrong with asking for help at all. Just be gentle and kind with yourself for that one. And then the last one, you guys, are you ready? Are you ready for the last question that I like to ask? And that comes up often. The last question of the day, you guys, for 5 ways you can control your cravings, is it hormonal? So I say this because, as I mentioned earlier, I am on my phyllo at the moment. And yes, I do crave chocolate, and I do crave crunchiness. And so always be prepared. Definitely start to learn how to track your cycle, if it is hormonal, and I'm speaking specifically to your period. Yes, there are other hormonal things, but as I say this right now, maybe I should have said, is it your period versus is it hormonal? But learn to track your period. There are so many great trackers on your phone, even your calendar. I'm going to tell you, what do I use? I think I use Kindara, Kindara. And it really predicts, after a few months, it really starts to learn your cycle, and it will help you predict when your next cycle is. So you can start to feel and fuel yourself with proper foods and get good exercise and good sleep, to really prevent mood swings and craving and appetite, overeating type things. I know, and again, bring out your journal for this, ladies. I know that 2 to 3 days before my period, I am a bottomless pit. So I actually, I'm going to tell you, I allow myself to be a bottomless pit, and I don't give myself any restrictions, because if you know me and you've been on any of my lives before, you know I am so not a fan of restrictions. They cause overeating, they cause binging, they cause depression, they cause anxiety. So I don't like to deprive or restrict myself from anything around the couple of days before my period. I also know that I don't like to crave, but I crave chocolates, and I crave crunchy, and I crave ice cream. So typically I like to have a lot of fat around my period. So almonds, nuts, I do limit my chocolate intake, but I will give myself some chocolate around these times. And just being prepared and having these things on hand, ladies, is so going to help you not feel guilty, because you know what's coming on. You're allowing yourself, you're giving compassion with yourself. You're not beating yourself. That was so Filipino, you guys. Right? Did the P instead of the F. Give yourself compassion when you're on your period, and don't beat yourself up about it, because that only makes things worse from my experience. And when you beat yourself up and you start to tear yourself down, remember, you wouldn't talk to a child like that, so don't talk to yourself like that. So just keeping things on hand and really starting to be aware and pay attention to what is going on while you have these cravings is totally going to help. So before I hop off, you guys, I want to let you know that I am going to start a new thing in October. I'm probably going to tell you about it next week. Cart is not open yet, but in October I will be having a group program going on, and I'm so excited to share about it. See, every time I get excited, I can't say anything. I'm so excited to share it with you. So stay tuned for next week, and you will find out what is happening. So I'm going to go back over the questions one more time to recap in case you missed anything. So question number 1 is, are you eating enough? Make sure you're eating enough so you're not hungry. Number 2 is, are you bored? Have you already eaten and you're still bored? So you start munching on something that you're not even hungry for, and you know you don't even really want, but it's there. So really try and divert your way around boredness. I don't even know if I'm saying real words most of the time. Same with number 3. Is it a habit? Find something productive for you to do while you're trying to start breaking these habits. Number 4, is it emotional? It's okay to ask for help. I actually encourage asking for help, as hard as it is. Ask for help, ladies. And number 5, last one, is it your period? Are you craving something because it's your period? And if you are, give yourself compassion, give yourself ease. It's okay. You're not alone in that one. Be prepared. Learn to track your period, and have good, healthy fats on hand, because I know that's what I crave, and I know that's kind of what happens around periods in general, is our bodies need healthy fats. So good avocados, nuts, butters, coconut oil, healthy fats, guys. So I'm so excited. Thank you so much for joining this pop-up. 5 ways you can control your cravings and what you can do to prevent them. One more thing. I am going to start doing coaching, like live coaching. I'm so excited. Next Thursday. So a week from today, I'm going to do that in my group. So if you're not a part of that group, ladies, again, I will post how you can join this group in the comments after I am done with this live. But in the meantime, I ask for you to ask questions so I can answer them live for you next Thursday. So I'm doing this because I was offering free coaching for the first 10 people to say me in the comments for the month of September. All of those spots are filled, but I still want to be able to coach you if you were not able to hop onto that offer. So you have to be a part of the group. Again, I will post that link in the comments below for you to join. And then next Thursday, I will be going live to answer the questions. And it would be so helpful if you can post the comments before Thursday so I can answer them for you. So you guys, thank you again for always watching, always being supportive. If this helped you, please share it with your friends. The more people that can see this, the more people that it helps. And with that, happy Thursday, and I'll see you soon.